In this video, I show you 7 shocking quotations from our German RKI files. These files were originally kept secret by the government, but journalist Paul Schreier obtained them after legal actions and published them. In each of my charts, you find the original German text, including typographical errors in the upper field and a literal English translation in the lower field. Let us start with sinus thrombosis, a severe brain damage that can kill you. A quote from the English translation. Sinus thrombosis is a side effect of the AstraZeneca vaccine. There is also a 20-fold increased incidence in men. An increased incidence in vaccinated women was already known before. The experts did not inform the population about this danger, but insisted that AstraZeneca was safe and effective. Shortly thereafter, our top German politicians even pretended to get the AstraZeneca vaccine. Look at the headlines in the newspapers of April 2021. Federal President Steinmeier is allegedly vaccinated. Chancellor Angela Merkel, Vice Chancellor Olaf Scholz, Federal Health Minister Jens Spahn, and his successor Karl Lauterbach. Believe it or not. The second protocol I show you regards vaccine effectiveness. I quote, "Do we only trust in individual protection against serious illness with the vaccination? Are we saying goodbye to the narrative that means propaganda of herd immunity through vaccination?" Notice that the text is from January 2021. Pfizer's preceding clinical trial had not demonstrated protection against serious illness, and they had not even tested protection against transmission. The expert knew this, but stated the opposite in public and even before our courts. The third protocol shows what the experts thought about masks. I quote, "There is no evidence for the use of FFP2 masks outside of occupational health and safety. This could also be made available to the public." Of course, it was not made available to the public. Rather, the public was fooled and forced for years to wear FFP2 masks. In the fourth file, the experts recommended to close schools only in exceptional cases. I quote, "School closures in areas that are not particularly affected are not recommended." In the same week, politicians decided to close all German schools for months. The next protocol makes it clear that our experts did not consider corona to be particularly dangerous. I quote, "COVID-19 should not be compared to influenza. More people die in a normal influenza wave. The main risk of dying of COVID-19 is age." Right. 83 years to be precise in Germany. Number 6 illustrates the strong political pressure on the experts. I quote, "Still high risk. Order from the Federal Health Ministry. Nothing will be changed until the 1st of July. In fact, nothing was changed for 3 years. To recall, in summer 2020, corona cases were approaching 0 and the public wanted a halt to the measures. However, the experts were ordered to keep the risk level high against all evidence, to justify a continuation of mask mandates and so on. The last protocol is the most interesting because it explains why experts fooled the public for years against their better judgment. I quote, If the RKI does not comply with a political requirement, there is a risk that political decision makers will develop indicators themselves and/or no longer involve the RKI in similar assignments. To summarize, Corona was a single fraud. The virus replaced influenza, while the total number of illnesses remained unchanged. Most importantly, politicians did not follow the advice of experts. Quite on the contrary, experts followed political decisions and fooled the public to make the measures sound sensible. If you find all this unbelievable, please download the original files from the RKI server. Thank you for your interest.